You know, a couple of months ago, I had done a video about Japan going woke and bowing to that ESG money, and while that was true, it was specifically, or at least mostly, about the video game industry. Sega, Capcom, Square Enix, all of them adopting Western ideologies when it comes to how they get their funding. And while a lot of individuals have been saying that, hey, Japan's pushing back on that, that doesn't seem to be the case, as now we have absolute confirmation that not only is it still happening in Japan, but it is 100% affecting the anime industry as well. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and yes, if you haven't seen this article floating around for the last few days, Japan's anime boom is attracting wealthy investors, major conglomerates. This video might get a bit dry, but it's also probably one of the most important videos I've done so far, especially if you're a fan of Japanese media, specifically anime, because a lot of folks like to look at anime as like the bastion of free speech and artistic expression. That is not the case. I mean, or at least while it might be, that's not going to be the case for long, especially when you see what I'm about to show you. So we're going to get into this article as well as some deep dives into some shady corporate websites before we do hit that subscribe button, because I'm a nerdy news channel. I bring you nerdy news almost every day. And this is not the good kind of nerd news. So yeah, Japan's anime boom is attracting wealthy investors, major conglomerates. A lot of work goes into making your favorite anime. From My Hero Academia to Kimi no Todoke, no anime experiences the same path to production. The industry is vast, and over the decades, the machinations of anime production have become more or less routine. However, change is coming as the industry is booming thanks to post-COVID interest. First of all, I want to stop right here. This article is making out the wealthy investor angle to be a good thing for anime. It has a very obvious slant to it, but also it's just factually wrong. I mean, yeah, leave it to a website called comicbook.com to get stuff wrong about, anime and manga, but anime has been gaining popularity in America since well before COVID. Like, the moment Netflix decided to make their own anime section, and then beyond that start going with Netflix original anime, yeah, at that point it's kind of already mainstream, especially for those of us that grew up like watching anime on the Sci-Fi Channel or on Toonami or any of those like sort of late night blocks that probably kids shouldn't have been watching, but we were anime anyway because we were just enamored with these adult oriented Japanese cartoons. Back then it was called Japanimation, not anime, but it is what it is. Point is, it's not a post-COVID interest. It's been something that's steadily been growing in America and then kind of blasted off around, like, I'd say 2012, 2014 at the very latest. Crunchyroll had its own streaming platform, Funimation, same thing, back before, they were all one thing. So the point is, they get info wrong, and of course they're covering up what these organizations are about. So, yeah, take this article itself with a grain of salt, but what I'm about to show you is 100% verifiable and accurate. New reports suggest two major conglomerates are now ready to invest in the future of anime. The report, as noted by Variety, reveals that two Japanese conglomerates, now again, this is why it's important. These are Japanese companies. This isn't Disney coming in and getting involved in anime. This isn't Hollywood coming in and getting involved in anime. We know that, first of all, Disney actually is coming in and doing a lot of investing in anime, but that's not mentioned in this article. That's its own separate thing. We know that anything Disney invests in is going to be filled to the brim with ESG, DEI, the whole nine. However, no. These are Japanese companies. That is a very important distinction. They've begun to invest in the anime industry. The first is Marubeni, a trading pillar that stands as Japan's 13th largest corporation. That cannot be understated. The 13th largest. That is massive. The conglomerate has formed a new venture with Shogakukan, a popular manga publisher, to begin investing in both anime and manga markets. So I decided to do myself a little deep dive into this company right here. So we got Marubeni. This is their website. Our company. Here's their a note to their stakeholders. Here's the their management philosophy. Company creed. Sei Shinwa, which means fairness, innovation, and harmony. Oh, that sounds pretty nice. That's not a bad thing. Then you go to the Our Views page, which, by the way, was buried. Yeah, you had to really find this. And lo and behold, sustainability, risk assessment of development projects, and financing investment. These are all fancy words, by the way, for ESG. If you just do yourself a little F3 ESG search right here, 25 results on this one page alone. Like, oh my, look at all the ESG, all the risk analysis, all the evaluation, but I want to particularly focus on this page, or this little infographic right here that I'm scrolling on up to, almost to it. Apparently, yeah, there's a very large page that has ESG stuff, but yeah, right here. So, sustainability risk assessment of development projects and financing investment. In the fiscal year ending in March 31st, 2021, Marubeni adopted a sustainability assessment tool based on international risk management standards such as the Global Slavery Index and Corruption Perceptions Index in order to conduct prior assessments of sustainability risks involving its new investments and development projects. Now, on the surface, that all sounds well and good. Like, yeah, you don't want your corporations making your anime to be involved in slave labor. That would be a bad thing. So by all means, certain aspects of ESG aren't actually bad. Like ESG as a whole, we use as a pejorative, but some aspects of it are a-okay. There's not really anything nefarious about it. These sort of corporate policies have been around for a long time because you find out that your corporation's involved in the slave trade, it tanks your stock, people stop going there, and all of a sudden you're the next Enron. So fact of the matter is, that's not quite what's going on here because, I mean, it is, but there's more to it. They're talking about a global outreach. So what is global? Yeah, China and America. Like, at the end of the day, that's what it means. Global means China and America, the two numero unos and numero dos right there at the top. And we know how America feels about ESG, considering, BlackRock, Vanguard, Raytheon are American companies, and this is where all this comes from. So let's take a look at this little flowchart here. You got the social. They want to look into forced labor and human trafficking. Okay, that makes sense. That one's fair. Child labor, again, we don't want 12-year-olds drawing manga all day, give them carpal tunnel. Working hours, Japan's already famous for overworking its manga and anime artists. Wages and employment contracts. Now we got discrimination. Okay, that's a bit interesting because everything is discrimination nowadays by Western standards. Harassment at work and disciplinary measures. Well, again, what is harassment? Literally, I've seen people get fired for saying hey to women at jobs because that's harassment. Because, of course, the dude was ugly and the woman goes to HR. So, if you're starting to take your cues from the West when it comes to this stuff, I'm going to get worried. Oh, no. Respect for diversity. We're done. Respect for diversity. We're done. This is Japan we're talking about. The most diverse thing about them is that some might actually be a couple inches taller than all the rest, and that's some diversity in Japan. Like, are you out of your mind? They are focusing on respect for diversity, and these are the corporations adopting these ESG values that want to get invested in anime, that want to get invested in manga, that want to try and push it to a global market by making global standards when everything we love about anime is how intrinsically Japanese it is. Environmental, out the gate. Climate change, nope, done. I don't give a good goddamn if Dragon Ball's proceeds or income or the money it makes, has anything to do. I don't want that shit going to climate change. I want going to fund more Dragon Ball stuff or doing something to, increase the brand, increase the popularity, going to something that is not a complete and total scam ran by multiple world governments. So, okay, we can tell this Marubeni Corporation, they're an absolute crock of shit, and of course they're going to be investing millions, if not billions, well, probably not billions, but millions, if not hundreds of millions, into the anime market. But what about, on a statement regarding its investment, Marubeni highlighted the immense potential in anime. Overseas sales of Japanese content were estimated in 2022 to be the equivalent of 4.7 trillion Japanese yen, which is about $3 billion. The popularity of Japanese manga and anime is growing rapidly to a backdrop of rising demand for stay-at-home stocks occasioned by COVID-19. No, it has nothing to do with COVID-19, by the way. Here's what Japan doesn't realize. You want to know why this stuff's growing? Because we hate our own American, cultural exports. We don't like the TV shows that are coming out. We don't like the books that are coming out. We don't like the comics. We don't like the movies, the whole nine. So we're turning to you guys. We're turning to Japan because it is something different. It's not what we're getting. When you start homogenizing a product to make it appeal to everybody, you are actually going to see a failure in that investment because people are, slowly but surely, it will take time for it to happen like you did with American comics, but people will move away from the products, as well as aggressive distribution by major overseas distributors, with market expanding to encompass a variety of merchandise, including games. Lack of direct distribution networks and retail outlets means the attractive content cannot be delivered to fans around the world. If it can't be delivered to fans around the world, then Why did it make, why are you investing in it? Clearly it's making its way around the world. People love it. They're eating it up. Shit, I got like 2 or 3 different anime, literally anime specific shops in my city, and I don't live in a big, I mean, I live in a big city, but not like a major metropolitan. I'm talking a few 100,000. The situation has led to an increase in pirated products, highlighting the need for a system that ensures the distribution of legitimate goods. No, the reason that things are getting pirated is because they're going to corporations that people loathe. Corporations like Crunchyroll, like Funimation, that people don't want to support and don't want to give money to because you let them bastardize your properties. But again, that's neither here nor there. As for the second investor, we have Mizuho Securities on board, the company which is a division of Mizuho Keiretsu. Alright, well, let's take a look at them. Mizuho Securities, Mizuho Securities is an investment bank that delivers sophisticated services and optimal financial solutions that meet a broad array of client needs. Alright, yeah, you can just go to what is it, who we are. Like unlike the last the company which had their ESG stuff absolutely buried, dude, Mizuho just front page lets you know, you highlight who we are, boom. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, right there. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, and their initiatives, diversity promotion at Mizuho Securities. Like, this is an investment firm that is just openly, like, they are all in on this nonsense. So, yeah, when I say this is happening, when I say that Japan is going woke, when I say that we can no longer look to Japan to be the main bastion for artistic freedom, when I say what has happened with Marvel and with DC and with Disney in general and with Universal and with all the wokeification of American products, that's going to happen in Japan. Just give it a couple years. These things are sort of a slow roll sort of thing. You notice little bits here and there, but we're gonna notice it. Imagine My Hero Academia season 9 or 10 or whatever it may be. The manga's about to end, but who knows how long the show's gonna keep going. But, and out of the blue, they've decided to, fire some voice actors because they need to bring in some more, diverse voices for characters of color or whatever, when that was never an issue before. Or it doesn't need to be My Hero. Fucking pick one. The fact of the matter is, Japan is trending down what America has been doing for the last, 10 years, give or take. And it's as if that how can you not see the cultural degradation? Like, American exports have been failing. Cultural exports, talking TV, talking movies. The things that America exports the most is entertainment, video games, things of that nature. You've been able to watch the failure of the MCU in real time, and you think, yep, adopting their ESG policies, that's the ticket. It is actually mind-boggling. There's got to be something more to this that I'm not quite, I don't want to go down the major rabbit hole conspiracy theory of, it's all connected, and there's like this cabal of people at the top that know that they ruin anime, they can start turning kids gay. Like, I don't want to take it that far, but shit, what else can it be? Because they're not thinking with their brains, they're not thinking logically, they're definitely not thinking financially. If they can see how much money the West is losing on their cultural exports, which is why we've been taking in the Japanese content with such fervor. Yeah, point is, Japan's going full ESG, they're going woke. It's not just the video game industry anymore, it's not just Sega, it's not just Capcom, it's not just Square Enix. It is now the anime and manga industry. And yeah, if you thought that they were going to try and crack down on the localization issues and whatnot, no. They are about to give Crunchyroll everything they want. They're about to be a wet dream for the woke left to throw a fit about every single little thing in anime that is problematic. And you know what? We're here to witness it. I really don't even know how to stop it at this point. These are literal multi-million, if not billion-dollar deals, so there's gonna have to be a whole lot of voting with your wallet to even make a damn dent. And are people who are addicted to 2D waifu pillows gonna bother voting with their wallet, or are they just going to accept whatever slap comes their way? Because if it's anything like what we see in America, it's taken a long time for folks to wake up. But these are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about, the anime industry, but movies, video games, Magic, the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon, and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved with over 80 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. But only one kind of diversity of thought. So if that's interesting to you, hit the subscribe button, join the Discord, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.